Hey everyone, today I'm at this skateboard shop called Longboard. I'm here to sketch. I was actually here last week to buy some skateboard trucks and I found the store quite interesting to sketch, but I didn't have my supplies. So today I'm back here again to sketch. Let's go in. That's the board that I bought from them last month. That's the Lanyard Turbo King. Looks like they have some customers behind, so let me just show you guys the boards. There are a lot of beautiful designs on the boards. This is really nice as well. The brand is Lanyard. I'm actually not very knowledgeable about skateboards. The only skateboards that I have used prior to this traditional skateboards are actually electric skateboards. So I started with the motor powered ones. Check out the curves on this board. That's also quite thick. So many designs to choose from. I was told they have an online shop too, but the stocks may not be updated, so it's always best to come down to a shop. Besides, you can get to see all the boards that are available yourself. So this is a variant of the trucks that I bought the other day. This is psychedelic looking. These are the ones I bought, gold and black. They are expensive, but I figured I will be using them for a very long time, so it's okay to spend a bit. So this is the sketch that I made. It took me maybe half an hour to 45 minutes. And I'm going to color this at home because I don't have time to do so here. And this is the scene. There's Jonathan and Barry working on some grip tape for a customer. This board looks very different from other boards that you're selling. What's the... customer brought this in. I think he bought it in the States maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And this board is actually using springs. You'll need to kind of come over here and have a look underneath the truck. We've got some springs that are going to allow it to turn. Instead of typically a bushing, a rubber bushing like this is what normally allows the truck to turn. So just trying to create a different experience, a different way of turning and carving. So this one we're just doing some repairs on it to try to get it back in good condition, good rideable condition. This is Barry. Hi guys. How long has this shop been around?
We've had the store for, gosh, I think about 12 or 13 years now. We've been doing it a long time.
That's a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if I'm a beginner and looking for a skateboard, what kind of skateboards would you recommend to me? Like earlier on, there were 2 or 3 ladies that came in and they were looking for a pennyboard. Is a pennyboard good for beginners?
Pennyboard is going to be a brand of skateboards. They tend to make plastic ones and they make quite small boards. So, I mean, it's good, but because there's so many different sizes of skateboards, we usually recommend customers come into the store, stand on some different sizes and see what feels the most comfortable for them, because everyone's got their own style and their own preference. It might depend on your weight and your height and stuff like that. So it's usually best to come in and actually stand on the different boards and see what feels right for you.
The big one more stable or easier to learn?
Again, it's just your preference, but bigger boards do tend to be more stable. They're wider and longer, and that's gonna just make it more stable, easier to ride for a beginner. So a longboard would be a lot easier than a skateboard to pick up. It's the same technique, but we do think longboards are easier.
Oh, what's a longboard and what's a skateboard? Are they the same?
Sure. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pull some out. I'll just pull out this one. This has got a cool graphic. This is a longboard.
Okay.
So the main difference between a longboard and a skateboard is the truck. Longboard trucks turn a lot more compared to a skateboard truck. If I pull out a skateboard from over here, this is a skateboard cruiser and this is a longboard cruiser. So they're both soft wheels, good for transportation and cruising around. Going to absorb lots of shock, lots of vibration. So if I bring them over to the carpet as well, we let customers stand on them, and we also have demo boards that you can try outside.
Oh, okay.
But just to show you the size a little bit better.
Is a longboard called a longboard because it's long?
Yeah, essentially it's just like a skateboard, but it's longer and wider. But again, you can get different sizes. So there could be, this is like a medium length longboard. It's about 37, 38 inches. This skateboard's around 28 inches in length. But yeah, it's going to be longer and wider. And again, the main difference is the truck. So longboard trucks, the kingpin is usually outside facing this way versus a skateboard which is on the inside. Skateboard trucks are usually about a 40-degree angle, so they don't turn that much. Longboard trucks turn more, so it's going to give you better carving and turning, more like a snowboard or a surfboard, something like that.
I watched a lot of YouTube videos with skaters doing some tricks. Which one would be more suitable for tricks?
For tricks, it'd be more like a typical popsicle skateboard because you want to have a kicktail at both ends. This one has a kicktail at the back. It's inclined, it goes up, which allows you to push down.
Oh, okay.
And this one also does have a kick. It's just a little bit smaller, but it does still curve up slightly. But the best for tricks is probably going to be something like this skateboard here. You can already see there's lots of trick and scratch marks on the board. But this one, because it has a kick here and a kick here, this is going to be the correct type of skateboard for jumps and tricks. If you want to replicate those tricks on a longboard, then you'd be looking at maybe something like this.
Wow, that looks.
So this is a skateboard,
long.
this is a longboard, it's got that kick at the end, so it's going to allow you to do tricks.
Oh, okay.
And this one's also good for dancing, which is where you practice different steps on the board. So because it's longer, it's easier to practice all your different steps.
Okay. If it's just for moving, going from one place to another for basic commuting, which one would you say?
I guess maybe this one because it's a little bit smaller and more portable, so it's a bit easier to carry around than say a bigger board. But you might find that after you've cruised for a few months or a year, you might decide to get into tricks, in which case this type of board would be better, or this one, or this one. So it's quite common to end up with a few different boards after you really get into the sport. So there's a lot to learn about skateboards, and if you guys have any questions, you can come down to the shop yourself. I will put the address in the video description below. Alright, thanks very much.
That's all for today's video. Bye.
See ya.